Hi everyone, today I'm going to share a story that sounds like a movie, but it's my real life. It all started when my grandfather, Major Vikram Singh, passed away. He left me the Green Valley Ranch, 500 acres of beautiful untouched land that had been in our family since 1960. I was tired of the city grind, so I moved there, thinking I'd find peace. But right next door was the Willows, a brand new, ultra-luxury gated community. The HOA president there, a man named Mr. Singhania, was a nightmare. He didn't see me as a neighbor, he saw my ranch as the future site for his legacy golf course. He approached me on my very first day, not with a welcome basket, but with a low-ball offer to buy my land. When I said no, his face turned red and he whispered, "You'll regret staying here, kid." Within a week, the harassment started. Even though I wasn't part of their HOA, Singhania acted like he owned the entire county. I started getting violation notices in my mailbox every single day. One day it was, grass exceeds 3 inches, fine $200. The next, tractor noise at 6 a.m. is a public nuisance, fine $500. He even called the police, claiming my cattle were a biological hazard to the residents of the Willows. I spent my mornings arguing with cops and my evenings reading legal threats. Singhania would stand at the fence line, pointing his finger and yelling, "Grab your crap and get out now. This ranch is an eyesore." My life was becoming a living hell, and I was nearly broke from the legal fees. One night, after a particularly nasty confrontation, I sat in my grandfather's study surrounded by old boxes. I was looking for anything, a miracle, a loophole, a sign. I found my grandfather's original safe and pulled out a dusty, yellowed folder from 1970. Inside was the original property deed. As I unfolded the map, my heart skipped a beat. I saw the 500 acres, but then I noticed a long, thin strip of land highlighted in blue that stretched right through the Willows. I realized that when my grandfather sold the land, he kept the legal ownership of the main access road. Every luxury car in that society was technically driving on my private property. I didn't say a word to Singhania. Instead, I called my lawyer. We confirmed the deed was 100% valid. The next morning, when Singhania came to my gate to hand me another fine, I was waiting for him with a smile. I told him, "Since you love rules so much, I've decided to enforce mine." I hired a construction crew, and by noon, a massive iron gate was being installed right at the entrance of their society, on my land. I put up a sign that read, "Private property, no trespassing, access revoked." Singhania drove up in his Mercedes, screaming that I couldn't do this. I handed him the deed and said, "Actually, I own the ground under your tires, and today the road is closed for maintenance, indefinitely." The chaos was instant. People couldn't get to work, deliveries were blocked, even the trash trucks couldn't enter. The residents of the Willows finally realized that Singhania's ego had cost them their freedom. An emergency meeting was called at the community clubhouse. I walked in, not as a victim, but as the landlord. I showed the residents the proof. Singhania had been harassing me to steal my land, and in doing so, he had poked a sleeping giant. The residents turned on him instantly. They voted him out of the HOA that night. To keep the road open, the HOA had to sign a legal agreement. All my fines were canceled. They had to pay for a new fence for my ranch, and Singhania was banned from ever contacting me again. He sold his house a month later in shame. Now, the ranch is quiet, and I finally have the peace my grandfather wanted for me.